Station. It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Oh, there she is. Hello.
By the skin of my chinny chin chin.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it.
I just put my wig on.
It's a fabulous wig too. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. What episode is this? This is episode 27.
27.
Of season 9 of Let's Have a Fefe. This is your Wednesday night conversation. I am just barely getting in the door. Believe it or not. I just barely put this on. Just some lip gloss and things.
Just a little bit of lip gloss.
Barely. And back this week is Freddy Prinze Charming.
I am.
Surviving near-death experiences, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh my god! Would you like me to keep you seem
yes?
Okay. And of course, I'm super excited about our guest for this evening. I would like to welcome our very special guest, Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter. They will be bouncing in and chatting with us, and they are absolutely fantastic. And I hope you guys end up loving them. They're two of my favorite people, and I am so excited that we have been able to get them on this season.
We love you too, Freddie. You're the best.
They're cute and sassy.
They are cute and sassy. They're both very cute and very sassy.
Thank you.
Very cute and very sassy. We would like to thank our 19 patrons on Patreon: Allison, Beston, Brandon, Cassandra 1S, Cassandra 2S, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy C. Diaz, Shelly, and Sky. And of course, a very special thank you to our friends and supporters, Cassandra 1S, Patricia Mason, Sky, and Drake Jensen for taking a deeper plunge. I'm just saying. We do like it when they go deep. Special thanks, of course, to Joan of Babish, Jewelry and Wood Art, Guido Martin, and Jeremy Bright of Phoenix. You can donate at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. And so far, we have raised about, what is it? Is that an accurate number, or is that not an accurate number?
No.
I don't know what our never mind. I don't know what it is anymore. We have.
I don't remember the correct number, and I didn't put it there because I didn't remember.
And if you want to get nudes from Felicia, you can text LHAF to 602-730-7379. She says that she doesn't send nudes. I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I can neither
just do it and see what happens.
Either.
Do it and see what happens.
But I do know I could get kicked off the service for that. So
do you send ankle pictures? Right, that's what I want, is pictures of your ankles.
My summer ankles or my winter ankles?
Oh God, summer, please, not winter. Not winter.
Madison is a lover of all ankles, of all.
No, don't.
She's not a picky bitch when it comes to that kind of thing.
That's true. That's true.
I see we're going to have a good time tonight.
Oh, yes. I see you didn't fill out what you did. What did you do this weekend, Felicia?
Oh, shit. What did I do this weekend? We went to the Kids Museum. We tried a new ice cream place in downtown Mesa.
Nice.
Which had mostly gluten-free ice cream.
That's good.
Which was amazing. And the reason why we went in there is because this is not gluten-free. It had donuts filled with ice cream.
Filled with or like a sandwich?
It was
like a sandwich
on the board on the board it says filled, but it is a sandwich because you can't like.
Oh, that's like much less like I'm thinking like a baked Alaska, but in reverse.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We should try that.
Yeah,
there's a place on Grand Avenue that does like the sandwiches. Like, okay, it's like totally spacing, but yeah, there's a place that does that too. It's really good.
Ooh.
So that's good. So you went to the thing and then got ice cream. That's good.
Yes, I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but
it's okay. We don't have to talk about
we rather not be drugged through my dirty laundry.
No.
I imagine there are people who are into that though.
Oh,
this
maybe
is
that's
not
the Patreon level dragged through Felicia's dirty laundry.
Also, Schadenfreude is totally a thing, so I know people get off on that.
Oh.
But if you do find, happiness at others' misfortune, I got a little bit for you.
Here you are.
So
I think yours is the bigger news.
I don't know. I didn't really do much. I did prove to the world that I have ninja-like reflexes. Thank you very much. So
tell us why that is.
For those of you that don't know or haven't been paying attention or don't follow me on social media or whatever, I and my partner, we were on our way to Utah last Saturday. Must have been last the 13th, whatever the 13th was. And everything was absolutely wonderful. Most of the drive, 90% of the drive was gorgeous. We drove through this beautiful snowstorm in Flagstaff, like no problem. It was really pretty. We were driving through Utah and you have all this gorgeous red rock and cliffs with like snow all over. Absolutely stunning. Then we hit this fucking town called Beaver. And from Beaver onward, it was like John Carpenter's
that was the problem.
Fog.
You'd entered the true Beaver. It was a hairy beaver situation.
It was indeed a very hairy beaver situation. It was absolutely like John Carpenter's The Fog. All of a sudden, we had very little visibility, and everything on either side of us was just fog.
I mean, that does feel like you're in Beaver, really, right there.
Matt Askew's Beaver is sort of a mystery.
It's a fog?
Is it a little bit foggy? I would recommend possibly seeing somebody about that. I'm not sure that's like.
They don't color the London fog for nothing.
Oh my dear God! Wow. Do you have like Jack the Ripper hiding in it? Because that would make it even more interesting.
I mean once
if Jack
a month,
never
that's
came
what
back.
it feels
Once
like.
a month. That's accurate. That is accurate.
But no, if people are working hard enough, they should really be working up a fog, shouldn't they? I mean, that's really
a fog. Really?
Yes, there should be steamy. There should be a little bit of fogging of the breath, impairing their vision.
Has it been a little while for you?
I mean, it's been 12 months, hasn't it?
I mean, has it changed that much?
Yes, it is. It's cobwebs and despair. That's what it is.
Oh God. I understand the feeling. I do. So anyway, so we're driving along. We get past Beaver. Everything's foggy. Can't see shit. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm driving along. It's been snowing. It's crazy weather, but not too bad. And we're driving along fine. And we've hit a little town called Nephi, which is about an hour and a half away from Salt Lake City, and about an hour and a half away.
Then Nephi. This sounds terrible.
Yeah, I know. We were literally like less than 90 minutes away from our Airbnb when all of a sudden we're driving straight, and then we weren't. We hit black ice. Which, for the folks that don't know what black ice is, if you've lived in the desert all your life,
that's a very scary thing.
It's basically what happens when it snows and it rains and it freezes. You can't see it. It looks just like the pavement, and there's really not a goddamn thing you can do about it, honestly. Like, there's really nothing you can do about it.
It's very translucent.
we were going, and then we went this way. We hit. There was an on ramp right over here, with an embankment. We hit the embankment, went up on 2 wheels, scraped along the side of the embankment, came down, and ended up perpendicular to the freeway.
Whoa.
Now, about 150 yards ahead of us was another accident, similar, in the median instead of on the side. So there was already first responders there. They actually saw the whole thing happen. And a bunch of the sheriff deputies and stuff came over, and they were all high-fiving me. They were like, how did you keep this car from flipping? I said it was my ninja-like reflexes. So,
But it can't keep the cat away. Okay, all right.
Jesus Christ.
You made Madame Askew's day. She's happy to be here now. You've got a cat. So she's content.
I just want to see your kitty cat.
I get that a lot.
I always say his pussy is just always up on the screen.
Pretty much. This is only one. The other one's probably going to make an appearance here shortly.
Sometimes you have to keep one in reserve.
I mean, it's good to have one it's really good to have one in reserve. You never know when you're going to need a backup. So, yeah. So we didn't flip, which was good. However, we weren't able to drive away. We were able to walk away, which is better than pretty much anything, really. But so we're sitting there, we get checked out, and we're like, fuck, we're like 90 minutes from Salt Lake. Oh my God, London. We're 90 minutes from Salt Lake. We need to get where we're going, and we're in this tiny little shithole town that literally has nothing. There's no rental car. There's no nothing. There is nothing in Nephi. Do not break down in Nephi.
It sounds like a pass-through.
Lord, it should not exist. Oh my God, London, go the fuck away. So, I know. Go. So
he wants to talk about his London-like reflexes.
So we break down in Nephi. We get in the tow truck. Tow truck takes us to the towing yard where they take the car, and we're still trying to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do to get to where we need to go, because there's no fucking hotels in Nephi. Nothing. There is nothing in Nephi.
It sounds like Madame Askew had a similar situation where she got stuck somewhere in the middle of California alone.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was like an hour from anything. It was terrible.
So while we're trying to figure out what to do while not having complete mental breakdowns, our tow truck driver goes, "I might have a solution for you. We have an Uber." I said, Uber? An Uber. He said, yeah, we have an Uber, but he's not really an Uber. He's more of a guy that'll give you a ride if you need it. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. So,
what?
No joke. Okay. So he calls this dude and says, hey, would you be willing to take these folks to Salt Lake City? And
that sounds shady as fuck.
Oh, it was totally shady. It was an older gentleman. He was in his 60s. He drove this little Volkswagen Jetta.
Oh my God, it was a Jetta.
It was a Jetta. It was a Jetta hatchback. And he...
Oh no.
For $80, he put us and our luggage into his Jetta and drove us to Salt Lake City.
Oh my God, you didn't
about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. Through another, like, it's still snowing, mind you. It's still fucking snowing. It's still snowing.
Oh my God.
And we're just like, we're gonna die. This is where we die. Right here. This is where we die.
One man with an Uber.
Were they a talkative driver, or were they?
Oh my God!
Silent?
No! The entire time, talk. We found out his whole fucking life story, how he ended up moving to Salt Lake City,
and then never talk to anybody.
How he met his wife, how they ended up, like, it was like, oh my God, 2 hours. 2 fucking hours. He talked, which was great because my partner's an extrovert, so it gave her somebody to talk to. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in the front seat going, oh my fucking God, I killed my partner's car. So,
oh Lord.
Yeah. It was an adventure for sure. But if you know what, if y'all are ever stuck in Nephi, go to May Towing and Automotive and get the number for Jay. Jay will give you a ride from Nephi to wherever the fuck you need to go in his little fucking.
God.
Oh, and while he calls, okay, so while the guy's getting a hold of him, right?
Oh, my lashes are coming off.
He's like, no. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. We've towed a lot of his cars. You've done what now?
What?
You've towed a lot of his cars. He's like, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I'm like, cool. You've towed a lot of his cars. Great. This is going to be super fun.
Oh,
We're going to die. We're going to fucking die on this.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So we finally get to our fucking Airbnb. It was late. It was like probably close to, it was 9-ish, I think maybe 8:30 something.
Oh,
we're a mess, obviously, because we've been standing around in the snow. Our car, we don't have a fucking car. We are just like, what the flying fuck is gonna happen right now? Fucking mess. Total fucking mess. It's Saturday night. It's Utah, so nothing is open on Sunday. So we can't get a rental car, can't do anything until Monday.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, because Mormons.
At least you have the Airbnb.
Right.
I know. And that's
Mormons
the thing.
are only good for making a very, very specific sub-niche of gay porn, and that's it.
Their burgers are good. Because they can't drink or anything like that, so they make up for it in like their baked goods and then like their burgers. So fats and sugars, like they've got a pretty good racket going with the fats and the sugars.
Oh, I've heard things about
what'd you call me?
Like the potatoes that come out of gatherings at Mormon functions. I've heard magical things about their potatoes.
We did not experience the potatoes. But the fry sauce is something. You get the burgers, like it's their burgers are pretty damn good. I will give them that. And we did.
I can say
eat a lot of baked goods.
Gay Mormon men are freaks. I mean that.
Yes, like, absolutely. But we ended up getting there in one piece. We got a rental car on Monday, and the rest of it was fairly business as usual. We went up on Tuesday and went and sat in like these like mineral hot springs, which was really nice because we were all still fucking sore and everything. But still, I am so grateful that we were both able to walk away from
fry
this.
Sauce?
Fry sauce is, I don't know what the fuck they make it out of. I think it's like children's tears and like, I don't fucking know, but it's delicious.
Maybe Jay had something to do with it because, you know, he's the only Uber driver.
I don't even know what the hell it is, but it's good shit. Highly recommend
it.
Yeah.
Fry sauce is a mixture of ketchup and mayonnaise.
Okay, but you know what? It's not just ketchup and mayonnaise. There's more stuff they put in it. Trust me.
I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Trust me.
You mean I could have been a millionaire?
I don't. Yeah. You know, you can go ahead and look it up on the interwebs, but I swear to God, the Mormons have a secret ingredient.
They do.
Telling
you clearly.
I don't know if they like save it in their magical underwear while it like ferments or something. I don't know what they do with it, but it's really fucking good shit.
Magic underwear runes.
Yeah.
Freshly squeezed.
Yeah, no, it's good fucking shit. But yeah, then we made it back in one piece as well, which was also nice. So yeah, that was.
Oh, it's not gravy fries.
That's like poutine. What's poutine?
I think that's
that's your husband. That. What the fuck is gravy fries? It's called poutine.
I'm just watching Madame Askew's face, and she's just like, "Oh, I haven't eaten poutine.
I haven't eaten it in a while. I've been stuck here in the bird sanctuary alone with ghosts and cats and ghost cats and my despair. There's no poutine here."
I noticed that you didn't say there were birds in the bird sanctuary.
Well,
questions
it's a bird sanctuary that also contains cats.
How was our guests' weekend? Do y'all do anything fun and exciting?
She's been in a bird sanctuary with no birds.
That's true. No, Grand Arbiter, we had a weekend. It happened. There were days that happened. I know that we've arrived at not a weekend day.
Well, and you and I have very similar weekends because we usually spend like multiple hours of them together.
That's true. I do remember one
digital
thing.
Capacity.
nice thing that happened. I had book club on Sunday, which sounds very mundane, but we had a really marvelous book club. We discussed a fantastic book called Pimp My Airship, which sounds like it's a comic novel, but it's not. It's very serious meditation on colonialism and racism. And we had a wonderful guest author pop in, Linda Addison, who's a pip. So that was really delightful.
Wait, did I mishear you? Addison is a pimp?
Pip. A pip. Oh, God. Pip means a very fine individual.
Her book.
I mean, he could also be a pimp, but that's not what she said. I don't.
A pip. A pip.
It's all right, Felicia. I got you. I will translate.
No, I misheard her. I
Sorry.
was like, oh my God, she's
Yes.
so gangster.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
we are up in that book club. We are very old school about all the things.
Yes, with our lead specialist, Gangster June, and her gangster embroidery.
Oh my goodness, Lady June Squirrel. Oh no, my goodness.
So
but
we have our own. We also do our own.
See, I'm not the only one.
That's your husband. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine. You can assume that Madam Askew says pimp. She did say pimp earlier, so it all makes sense logically.
It's true. It's true. I did use the word pimp in a sentence.
You did. You did indeed. Yes.
So, I mean, why not twice or thrice? At this point, I've lost count of how many times I've said the word. So,
Oh my God.
So join her book club because there's pimps there.
yes. Mostly we pimp tea, but also if you would send me pictures of your ankles, apparently I'm into that.
So speaking of tea,
yes.
Now my tip this evening, I'm going to talk about a very important topic, something that weighs very heavily on everybody's minds. This is something that I think is not discussed enough, but I think really should be talked about more often, and that is the difference between teas and tisanes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
You have opinions.
Wow.
I have so many opinions. There's like a finger wave. So
I knew that this was going to be a topic that was going to very like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It makes us crazy because people say things and we're like, "That's not tea. That's a tisane. It's fine. It's a
it's pronounced tisane.
beverage."
It's san. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm English, so I like to butcher words. So
it's a French word, and I know that tu parles
Am I
français,
English?
So
mon accent est terrible.
Okay, but still.
Wait, I'm lost. Where are we going?
Oh, we're now bilingual. You're welcome. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe Cultural Hour.
Oh my God.
So, for those of you that are not in the know, a tea is a drink that is actually made from actual tea leaves.
Camellia sinensis.
From the tea bush or tree.
Oh, I like a good tea bush.
Like an actual tea leaf. A tisane is made from other shit.
Yes.
Like what?
So, chrysanthemum tea is not a fucking tea.
Yeah, no.
It's
all these herbal tea things that you get that have like flowers and rose hips and shit, not a tea.
Not tea.
And that's the tea.
They don't have tea leaves, specifically Camellia sinensis, which is a specific bush.
Say bush one more time.
Yeah, you gotta get a specific bush. I'm only happy with a specific bush. I'm not with bushes. Over other conversation.
Must be from a specific bush. Preferably one without fog and rippers within it.
I love how this side of the screen was so serious, and we're over here laughing.
That's my job, is to be serious and just and make Madame Askew sound like a teapot. That's my job. I was employed. I put on my resume. It says,
does she whistle? Never mind. You know what? I'm not even going to ask about the whistling. I'm not even going to get into the whole teapot thing because I just have visuals now of like fog and rippers and whistling. And I don't even want to, like, that's not even an image that I need nor want. And yet now I have that.
You've made her do the teapot dance yourself.
I have. You are correct. I have. Yes.
Did she whistle?
I might have heard something, but she was wearing many layers, so I wasn't really paying attention to where the whistling was coming from. Like, you know, I just ignored it. Sometimes you just have to keep on going. Like, you don't want to, you just want to. It's one of those things. If someone has like a nervous tick, you just ignore it and keep going. The whistling, I assume, would just be a nervous tick type of thing, so you just keep going.
Madame Askew is red right now because we have. Does that mean the teapot is hot?
Yes, it does. It means the teapot is about to absolutely percolate on its own and brew the tea spontaneously.
Oh God! And welcome to PBS After Dark, kids. We are back to.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad I have a fan because I am absolutely.
You have many fans, Madame Askew. You have many fans. I think some are even watching, which is kind of exciting.
Freddy Prinze Charming, have you heard Madame Askew and I's favorite Tissan soundbite? Our little like fun fact about Tissans.
I don't think so. Please share with us. We are an educational show.
We are an educational show. So here is my fun fact about Tissans. So the biggest Tissan company in the United States is Celestial Seasonings. I think you've seen it. They've got very, almost all their boxes look like they either are a children's book or like a wizard that's been spray painted on a van.
So full disclosure, I did buy like a box of their like chamomile sleepy time when we were in Utah because I was dying and needed something. So
no, it's fine. It's whatevs.
It's because you were in Nephi or whatever the fuck.
No. Yeah. So Celestial Seasonings, also tea cult or Tissan cult.
Yes, so this Tissan company, Celestial Seasonings, was founded by a person who also founded a space-themed eugenics Christian cult.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's a eugenics themed cult, deeply racist, deeply upsetting, no longer owned by it. It also is the only reason that Lipton still exists in Lipton could have taken over the world of mass market teas, and the only reason that Bigelow still exists is because of antitrust laws when Lipton attempted to purchase Celestial Seasonings, they were taken to court for having too large of a market share.
This is just growing.
Dumb facts about this.
We know an absurd amount about tea and Tissans and Sunkiss.
You should share
Did you
some
say
more.
Sunkissed?
Who? What? Me?
Did you say Sunkissed?
No, I said Sundry.
Oh, I was like, okay. I don't know.
Well, Madame Askew has her favorite historical story about tea, which is, of course, about stolen tea from China.
That's true. I do.
The birth of a song.
No, it's the kidnapping of Darjeeling. Darjeeling is the most scandalous tea around.
Does it show his ankles often?
I mean, it probably does show some ankles and maybe even the occasional elbow if you're
Oh.
really lucky.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a little too racy for us right now. Okay, we can't. Hey.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my goodness. I'm still crying from the last.
I just want to update everybody. Pimps, bigelows have entered the conversation.
Don't forget about the space-themed Christian.
Right, we do have,
long.
yes, and space-themed eugenics cults. The Christian. Oh, Jesus Christ!
So much.
All to deal with tea.
All to do. I know tea is a wild
It's
world.
crazy. It's crazy. Who knew tea was so insane? Anyway, back to Darjeeling.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes.
Oh, the Darjeeling. So there's this bloke in the 19th century, James Fortune, who's Scottish, and he's watching the British Empire sort of go wild for tea, and run out of silver to pay for tea, and they're all melting down their silver teapots, and then the government's like, what would work? We can't pay for tea with silver, we'll pay for tea with opium. And he was like, that seems a little extreme. And also the Emperor of China was sort of like, I don't like this whole thing where you're giving us opium for tea. Not keen. So that was then the first Opium War came in, and there was some fighting about trying to addict people to opium, and those people saying no. And in the midst of all of this delightful background of violence and oppression, James Fortune was like, it'd be really good is if I snuck in to China over the Himalayas and pretended to be Chinese. Now, he's Scottish, right? But he thought he would pretend to be Chinese and then tour some tea plantations.
Oh, he was blind. He was blind then, right?
I mean, I don't...
That would be like me.
I mean, he did get away with it.
It's
important to note that, the end of this story, he is met with success.
Somehow.
He's a botanist, right?
He is a botanist. A very adventuresome botanist. So he does manage to convince people he's Chinese somehow.
What?
And,
are they blind too?
I mean, I think there was a lot of contouring, some bronzer. Maybe he did some good highlights. I don't know how he did this because I'm skeptical, but he succeeded. And I'm not even sure he spoke Chinese, actually. He toured all of these tea plantations. He discovered, he learned how tea was manufactured. Up until then, the Chinese Empire was very proprietary, and it was a death sentence to take the information of how tea was processed or a tea plant out of China and take it elsewhere. And James Fortune was like, well, in for a pound, in for a penny. I'm going to learn how to make tea and kidnap a tea bush and then hike back over the Himalayas with a tea bush in the backpack of my, people, not me. I'm not going to carry it. I mean, I don't carry my own things. I hired people to carry my tea bush. And then I'm going to get into India and not ask anyone who lives in India if they have tea in India because, why would I speak to the local population? And then I'm going to go to the Darjeeling region of India and plant my tea bush and start the first tea plantation. So, and that tea is called Darjeeling. And by chance, Mr. Lipton came along to speak to Mr. Fortune, and Mr. Lipton was like, between the two of us, I see great things. We should team up, and we'll call it Lipton
Team Up. Get it? Team.
That's right.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, Lipton is founded
There is, in
on
fact, tea in Team.
tea. Yeah, it's actual
God.
tea, not a tisane. Yeah.
It's terrible tea. It is trash tea.
We don't drink Lipton. We don't do Lipton.
No.
I mean, yes, that is definitely not recommended.
For the people that are watching, what tea do you suggest?
Oh.
Okay, so we have the one that we always pimp. So we have a tea company that we
And
work
yes,
with.
he
You
did
say
say
pimp?
pimp and not pip. He did say
I did
pimp.
say
Okay. Let's make it sure.
So we work with a small tea company out of Texas called Tea Punk Teas. They have developed 3 flavors on our designs that we've worked with. So we have Madame Askew's Elixir de l'Amour, which is a chocolate spiced tea.
Yeah. It's like chocolate chai.
Oh my
Coated.
god.
Cinnamon.
Send me a bag of that.
Oh, I
And
didn't
you
see
got to buy
that.
it soon because they don't ship it during
The summer,
during the summer.
because it will melt.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, no. And then we
Need
have
my address?
what?
You
I'll
need
get-
my
I'll
address to send me
I'll
the
get you
tea.
a sample. I'll get you a sample. I'll take care of you.
And then we have the one that we worked on this year that I'm most excited about, mostly because it has my name on it. It's the Grand Arbiter's Existential Despair, which is a puer, which is a very fancy tea.
Yes.
Fancy,
Mhm.
very fancy, and it has a plum brandy flavor it's throughout, and so it's this very rich, deep flavored tea that's black as night,
It is.
and it is basically entirely caffeine, just directly into your
fantastic.
veins.
Yes.
Excellent.
So
Is
good.
that okay. I'm gonna need both of
I
those.
believe
by-
I do have. I think I have a tin of the Tea Punk tea, and I can't remember what kind it is, but it is very good. So
I mean,
I
there's
do
lots
recommend
of
them.
Yeah,
I
no,
do
we
recommend that.
love them, and we routinely give their teas away as prizes at our tea duels and other events.
In fact, I think that's how I got my tin.
yeah. Well, because you're a very good tea duelist, and I know we were like, "Here, have some tea."
Yeah,
Oh. Come
that's true.
back.
That did kind of happen.
It's our creepy witch face.
That something. We'll go with that.
Ooh.
All right. So before we move on to our guests, we're going to do a quick look at current events that
I
we got
didn't
going
update
on.
that. Did you update that?
I gotcha. So we actually have a few interesting things happening. The Oakland mayor announced that the city will launch a guaranteed income project that will provide $500 a month to low-income families of color for 18 months, which is kind of cool.
Okay, I gotta go.
You gonna move to Oakland now? You
I was so confused. I thought, where's Felicia going?
Oh my god!
The conversation.
Yeah, go.
Wow!
Keep on.
Wow! Okay.
I'm
Oh my
because-
god!
tea.
It's because of the pimps and the bigelows. I
Well,
tell you.
confused. Nobody the Chicago suburb of Evanston is to start paying reparations to Black residents. Qualifying households will receive $25,000 for home repairs or a down payment of a house. It's going to be funded by a 3% tax on recreational marijuana. Which
Okay,
is kinda
so
cool.
maybe this should be the plan. Maybe I should move to Oakland for a couple months, collect a couple ducats, and then
And then
when I
move to
have
Oakland,
enough,
Chicago.
move to Chicago.
Gotcha.
Oh my goodness.
And the city has pledged to distribute $10 million over 10 years. So they're trying to do something. It's
That means
something.
I have
It's a
time.
start. It's a start. And for those of you that were concerned, the grape nut shortage is over. I know everybody was very concerned about this. I myself was extremely concerned. I can't back that up. I didn't even realize that grape nuts are still a thing.
I didn't know there was a shortage.
Apparently, people are getting boxes on the black market and paying more than like $100 a box.
What?
Fucking white
But
people.
why? But why?
But, like,
Because white people.
You want to pay $100 to eat gravel?
I'm like, I didn't even know people still ate it. I didn't even know it was still a thing. I wouldn't have noticed if it disappeared from the shelves forever. It's awful. It's a
I was a
terrible
weird
fucking
kid.
cereal. Like, I don't know why people would.
I like grape nuts though.
Freddie, what's your favorite cereal?
Ooh, see, that's tricky.
You don't really eat cereal, do you?
I do sometimes, but because I didn't get it in my childhood, I really like the sugary shit.
Oh. Oh.
I was
time
never
because
allowed to
diabetes.
eat like the sugary cereals. So like, but although I think I would probably go with like Golden Grams or
Oh,
maybe
that's a good
Cinnamon
one.
Toast Crunch, because those two I can eat without milk.
Oh, fair point.
Well, and I'm a big fan of other cereals other than Rice Krispie treats that have taken the form of a Rice Krispie treat.
Well, see, I guess I count a Rice Krispie treat as cereal because with the marshmallows,
okay.
that's
Then I
probably
eat
about as
cereal
much sugar
often.
as that's about as much sugar as I was put into
I
a bowl
eat
of Rice
cereal
Krispies.
often, though. Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah,
grandmama considered Rice Krispie treats to be a very healthy breakfast
I'm
dish.
telling you. Just
Absolutely.
eat it with like if you have like milk, you can like I've even dipped my Rice Krispie treat in milk. It's really good that way, and it's totally cereal.
So you're getting the whole.
Oh my god,
like,
Fruity
serving.
Pebbles! Yes, Fruity Pebbles. I'm all about the Fruity Pebbles. Although they get too soggy too quick, and I don't like it.
No,
don't like a
that
soggy
is a very
cereal.
true fact. Rice Krispies and all things of that crispy rice genre, your Fruities, your Chocos, your that whole biz, like it has a very short milk-based half-life.
I did see though. There's like a cereal bowl that has like two compartments, one for your cereal, one for your milk, so you can like take a spoon of cereal and like dip it into your milk, so they're not sitting in the milk and getting soggy.
That's too extra. I don't have that kind of time.
Which is why I just stick to the Rice Krispie treats and a glass of milk. Like it's much easier that way.
Oh my god, that sounds so difficult. Wow. What else do we have? Biden is seeking congressional support for a ban of assault weapons, background checks, stricter gun laws after 2 mass shootings this week, which set off. So minorities are coming out to get all of them, all of them. A big turnout this week on the media about Asian support in the community, Asian hate. In fact, I talked about last week, I need to find this video of a YouTuber who was vlogging, and there's a guy that like takes his eyes and make them slanty, knocks her camera and says, "Oh, you can get another one from China," or something he says. Just all of these things that nobody thinks about when the orange Oompa Loompa was screaming at the top of his lungs into a microphone, that it's going to take years, if not decades, to turn things back to where they were positively turning. And I also read this afternoon about how somebody was complaining about Biden moving too fast. I think that the past 4 years moved us back and made us progressively slower. So yes, and economists are saying it is time to punch it in full gear because technically 4 years we stood still.
We don't have time to drag our heels. This is not a time to drag our heels. We have 4 years of shit to fix.
Well, and arguably,
so essentially, he's trying to fix and move forward at the same time.
Right.
Just like somebody else we know, Barack Obama. Oh my God.
Well, and it's not like, and Biden is definitely getting this sense of like, there's a lot of politicos that are also talking about like, Biden's not really pushing the envelope that hard in terms of like moving us dramatically into some wild militarian friend time handshake friend culture system. We're definitely not moving anywhere near like we're definitely looking at like he's taking some very 90s perspectives, some very Bill Clinton approaches to some problems. Like there's a lot of like what he's doing has been definitely done in the past, totally directed towards like none of the stuff that he's doing is radical or extreme in any capacity.
It's really not
what needs to happen for the current events.
So are you saying that we're just moving all the way back to like 1994?
Yeah,
but you know what? But the thing is that's fine because the former guy moved us all the way back to the 50s.
That's
true. Now
Before
we're at
that.
least ahead of that.
Before that.
So we're
1930.
right. So at least we're it's still a forward movement at least.
That's
in the
true.
Chris says the Hidden Brain podcast talked about how racial acceptance and equality is at a minimum 165 years away. which is a little bit of a downer. Yes, a lot of people that study like the caste system, equality between or equity between men and women, have discovered that we don't evolve that quickly.
Oh God! Any of the articles that have been posted on different news sites about like the different cities or whatever giving reparations, or like Oakland or whatever, all the fucking comments. Well, are they giving it to the white people too, or what about this? I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Well, I'm Irish. Am I getting any of that? You were not a fucking slave. You were an indentured servant. There's a difference.
There were Irish slaves, but that doesn't count here. Sorry.
No, they were indentured servants. There's a difference.
Okay.
They were the difference is that if you were a slave, you were usually taken against your will, sold to somebody. You have nothing. You are that. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
An indentured servant means that you either borrowed money or you said, if you give me, like, if you pay for my child's school, I will do what I will be your servant. I will pay off that debt.
Oh, I must be an indentured
not quite, dude.
Arguably, capitalism has made us all indentured servants, but that's a whole other business.
But it's a little bit different than slavery. It's still not awesome, but it's not the same thing.
It's not
they
the
weren't
whipping
stolen
and the chaining,
and right. They weren't stolen, thrown onto a boat, chained, thrown over, but like it's a little bit different.
And it's not directly tied to race in the same way, right?
Correct.
There's this chattel slavery element, which is directly tied to race, which creates the racial caste system that we live with now, is directly tied to this, like even if your family wasn't a slave, like as a Black person in America, you're still feeling the consequences of chattel slavery.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And like Irish families are not feeling that same kind of long-term economic disparity.
Mostly because, they're white.
Can I give you access to my social media? You could just type that out every time.
I mean, girl, I can write you some blurbs. I'm a blurb writing thing.
Yeah, sometimes I just like to unleash the Grand Arbiter. I'm like, here, Arbiter, I'm so tired. Please, you talk. You do the thing. You're very eloquent.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Let's see, real quick in LGBTQ news, Dr. Rachel Levine has been confirmed as the Assistant Secretary of Health, becoming the first openly trans Senate-confirmed federal official in U.S. history. Yes.
Wait, you forgot the other one. The other one was confirmed. What's her name? Interior.
Oh, the Secretary of the Interior. Hi.
Yes.
Oh man, I can see her face right now, and her beautiful boots. I cannot remember.
Did you say boots or boobs?
Boots.
Okay,
Boots.
I'm just checking. Or
How do you say
and
last
boobs.
name?
I don't know
Deb
anymore.
Deb
Yeah,
Haaland.
Deb Haaland.
There we go. Yes.
Is she the first Indigenous woman
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
take an
I think she's
official
actually the first
cabinet
Indigenous
position?
cabinet member as well.
Yes.
Oh, wow. We've never, ever?
No, I don't believe so.
I
Oh.
think that's correct. Yeah.
I think that's correct.
Oh.
I do, yeah.
Also, in LGBTQ news, I called out Out Magazine, and I can't find the article that I called them out on. But in short, I was, clickbait came up on my screen. It said, what was it? The 10 men or whatever.
10 guys that made us gay or something.
Yeah, and I was like, first of all, nobody made me gay. I was fabulous like this. And secondly, in 2020, Out Magazine was one of the first magazines that was like, in 2021 and into the future, we're going to do better and we're going to be more inclusive. Suck a bag of dicks. Because no, that list didn't have anybody that was like represented anybody that looked like me or anybody that was of brown descent.
Well,
I
put
didn't.
Dean Cain on it. Dean Cain, known problem character. Like, my God.
Does anyone remember Dean Cain anyway? Like, he was from
He
1994.
was like, oh man, I really love Clark and Lois so much. Oh my.
The ghosts are speaking. The ghosts of 1994 have called and they want their Dean Cain back. Bring him back. Bring him back to us.
I didn't respond to anybody that was basically telling me that Dean Cain is half Asian. Okay.
They're all fucking white passing. It doesn't fucking matter. They're all fucking white passing. Like
I was well, I don't see anybody. And somebody asked me for a full 10 people that and I haven't gone back to answer this, but my true answer is there weren't enough Black characters on TV for me to identify with that I could create a list of 10 people that I had a crush on. I can
Okay,
name
you know
maybe
what?
5.
You know what? You've got the entire cast of like Moesha, okay? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sister, Living Single. Like, okay, come on, Felicia.
No,
I've got all of the.
Let me hold on. Hold on just a second.
I mean, I know I'm interested in a different flavor, but I had Queen Latifah, and that was all I needed.
Oh my God.
So I like guys who have vampire teeth and are dramatic.
Wait, who? What?
Wesley Snipes and Blade. That's a body with a body.
Oh, Wesley.
He doesn't pay his taxes.
I mean,
name a political part. Name a high. There's lots of folks who don't pay taxes. He paid hotness tax at minimum.
He did pay hotness tax. He looked very good in black leather.
No,
he also looks really good in like a dress.
Well. And I'm so excited for the new Blade stuff.
Also true.
Oh my goodness. Because the new Blade stuff is
just a fun fact about the original Blade movie, the bloodbath scene in the club is like one of the hottest scenes ever. Ever.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
No, so good.
Period.
Let's leave and go watch that.
Right?
I think I know what I'm doing tonight.
Right? You gonna fix those cobwebs? So let's see. As of today,
though, right? You know who's slated to be the next Blade?
No, who?
Mahershala Ali.
Sorry.
And the teapot is whistling, folks. The teapot is whistling.
He's so pretty.
Oh my God. While Madame Askew gets her teapot under control, we're going to touch on the COVID. Guys, guess what? In Arizona, we only had 500 new cases reported. 507 new cases reported, which is a far cry from what we have been. So you know what? Bravo. Go get fucking vaccinated. Keep wearing your fucking masks because I want to get back to my fucking life and I can't do it until all you people do what you need to do because I'm just saying. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to our guests. I know they've been awfully shy and retiring this entire time.
We're so shy.
But like I said before, I am really excited.
There.
I know. I hate it when we have guests that don't talk. So I first met these two amazing people. It was several years ago at Wild Wild West Con. It was my first time going, and I was there with my ex, and they were running the tea dueling.
Oh, sorry,
and I was like, what the fuck is this? And my ex is like, you should try it. So I did. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I fell in love with all the things. I was already a fan of the whole steampunk thing, but then I found them on social media, and it was love at first sight. I think it was a mutual stalking.
It was mutual because we were like, let's keep Freddy Prinze Charming. Well, he's very good at flirting. Let's keep him forever.
Yeah, no, and queer recognizes queer. Whenever we see queer people, we do try to like monopolize them a little bit.
We shall adopt you into our little tribe and go and drink tea and be fabulous.
Is this not the bird sanctuary with no birds?
So speaking of your tribe, so I'm gonna pass it off to you two. Tell us a little bit kind of about yourselves, how you got into the steampunk scene. Talk to us a little bit about like the Temporal Entourage, the Tea Scouts, all the things. I want to hear all the things.
Oh my gosh, all the things? Okay.
All the things.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God.
There was a young knave
Okay,
And,
let's do the Cliff Notes version, shall we? Because Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
you was about to get. Oh, wow.
We're going to go like all the way back to God knows when. Okay, Cliff Notes version. Cliff Notes.
There was a great sound, and once we were born. No. So
No.
Madam Askew and I have been best friends and steampunk partners for almost as long as we've known each other.
Yeah, almost a decade now.
After one night of very successful karaoke, our friendship was conceived, and
it was born by the water cooler.
Born by a water cooler.
As all good partnerships are.
Yes. We were the two sober bitches at this karaoke party, and we're like, hey, how are you? Yeah, you're a good singer. And then we bonded over sobriety and being single in this sea of couples. And also
a sea of cishet couples.
It's
as far as the eye
I'm so
could
sorry.
see.
Oh.
We've been doing the steampunk thing for 10 years. We are, I would say, marginally successful in our endeavors.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that.
I love the grin that came with that. I like that.
Marginally successful. We host a number of events. We have, it's hard to talk about what we do because
it's changed during the pandemic.
Like the whole world is just dramatically different.
Right.
But we have, we've been hosting events for 10 years, as we've said. We host tea dueling, compliment dueling,
teapot racing,
all sorts of.
So you're going to tell us what
Ooh, I got to
all of that
participate in my
is.
first compliment duel.
Yes, we'll
This,
elaborate.
Yes, you could explain all of these things while I retire for a moment.
Oh, all right. Please retire.
Really? You couldn't have done that before we got on the air? You can't hold it for an hour?
I've been drinking tea the whole time. Y'all. You're like, oh, we're going to be here for an hour.
I think this is the first fucking time one of our guests has been like, I'll be right back. I have to go potty. Like, really, dude? Okay, go ahead. Go right
You
on.
go ahead.
Go on.
You go ahead. I put on my face 10 minutes before I got here.
Yes, right. And as our dear intern Cody is in the comments, also mentioned, we do flirt-offs. So tea dueling is the art and sport of settling your matters of honor on the field of tea. And Freddy, His Royal Highness, has done very well at tea dueling in the past. Basically, it's chicken with soggy biscuits and really hot tea and a lot of sass talk.
It's so much fun. And I like I said, when things get back to normal, my plan is to actually take Felicia down to Tucson and have you put together a tea dueling thing for us so we can have that as like a Fefe extra or something, because I think that Felicia would absolutely fucking love it. I think it would be so much fun to do it.
Oh, and you'd be so good at it because it's all in the attitude. I mean, also a strong wrist and a cunning gaze, being able to like stare into your opponent's soul until they start to shake in fear. Or laugh.
The Grand Arbiter is back. Did it all come out all right?
I mean, it's fun. I just, I'm a tiny person with a tiny bladder. It can only last so long. And we've been going for an hour. And I need like a break every hour. Like a reasonable American
You
citizen.
must be
we cannot go on road trips with you.
Exemplary employee. I can only imagine.
I'm a salary employee, so don't worry about it.
Also, side note, just because I know he's watching, I'm just going to have to say that Cody is adorable. I'm just going to throw that out there.
No, Cody is the most adorable.
He's cute as fuck.
So we needed to rename him. So if you have any ideas for what you want us to rename him, because he was intern handy, and that is no longer an acceptable name for him. And so we are going to rename him at some point.
Approve.
I mean...
So he used to be part of a pair, and one of them died tragically.
Oh,
tragically.
We pushed him off a cliff.
Yes.
Well, as one does on occasion.
Well, it sounds pretty handy to me.
I mean,
so your tribe, as it were, is known as the Temporal Entourage.
That's correct, and it's a wonderful community that has grown up around all of the events and things that we do, and it's sort of like. I'm sorry, what was that, Arbiter?
And the education and costuming associated with it.
Yes. So we hold all sorts of events beyond just the fun, frivolous, silly ones. I do a lot of sew-alongs and tutorials and sewing workshops and costuming.
Side note, Madame Askew is a phenomenal seamstress.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. She makes all of her own garb. She makes the Grand Arbiter's garb. It is like my dream to get something made by Madame Askew because, oh my God, go stalk her on the Facebook and you will see all the amazing things that she wears, she makes, and I just like it. Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
Thank you. Yeah, it is a passion, and I really, really love to pass along what I've learned to people who are coming up, because I think that's the best way to further the art of costuming, but also to make certain that we all continue to have a community to learn and play and work in. If I hoard my knowledge and I hoard my experience, you know what? I'll die lonely and alone with my ruffles.
As though I won't be there holding her hand as we walk patiently into the ocean to drown.
Oh, well, there's that. That's actually our retirement plan. But so we do have our wonderful Temporal Entourage, and a number of them are here tonight in the comments. We love you. And it's sort of an amazing experience to start out as entertainers, doing really silly nonsense, having a good time, and to see how it resonates with humans, because we always insist on we don't insist on decorum. We're not a decorous group of people, but we do insist on respect for other human beings, kindness. We strive to be a welcoming, safe, inclusive community, and we're all about the rainbow unicorn life. And so people really responded to that. They wanted to be part of that community, and then they took it and they ran with it. And so we may have put that little kernel out there, but our Temporal Entourage really makes that community thrive. And I love that they're really ambassadors who go out into the world doing all sorts of good works. And I mean, it sounds like, sometimes it sounds absurd, or it sounds like I'm being very saccharine or incredibly sentimental, but I mean, I am those things, but but really there's such a power in watching somebody who's come to one of our events message us and say, I was so moved by what you said at this panel, I've decided to do my own panel. I want to get your read on the language and make sure that the way I'm writing this panel makes people feel like they're welcome. And, I'm so inspired by having this community that makes me feel at home. I want to make sure that I'm taking that with me into the world.
And we really felt it during the pandemic really aggressively, where the work that we normally done, we usually do 4 or 5 shows a year, like going to conventions, performing, and we've done, of course, none of that. We saw each other last year, March 10th.
That was the last day I saw you.
WestCon, and then, because it was not yet a deal, and then we went home, and then we never saw anyone else ever again.
Oh my.
Yeah, we've been pretty extreme on our isolations. We're not particularly keen on seeing anyone even 6 feet apart. It's been pretty limited. But what we've really seen is we've seen some really transformative works. We've really had to change the way our business works, which I think has been for the best. And we've also had to tackle some pretty serious topics, from ensuring people take the taking COVID seriously, to not that we had anyone in our groups who were truly incredulous.
No, but we provided validation and a reminder that no matter what they were hearing around them, it was still important to take care of themselves, right? So sometimes we needed that because it was easy to feel like, why am I still doing this? We're doing it for 9 months.
I
totally
completely
can
get
relate
that.
to that.
With the, you know, you see other people that are just not giving a fuck. So you're like, well, why should I give a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to give a fuck either.
Yeah.
So I know that for me, I don't know if I could speak for Freddie, but I know that our show became a bright light among the week because people were starting to forget what day
the week
it was.
as in the time, not the week as in WEAK. Like week as in WEEK, not WEAK.
Yes.
Just clarifying that. Just
But
was there a pimp involved or a pip?
there's always yes.
I'd rather not say.
He's a pip of a pimp. He is.
But did you guys change things around where you became, because somebody has commented that you were the ray of light in these difficult times. What are some of the things that you did to change what you were doing because you couldn't be in person?
So at first, for the first 3 months, I live streamed almost every day. So it would be different times of the day, often in the late afternoon and evenings, but just every day I would get on live and I would be present with people for an hour and a half. Sometimes we'd go for a couple of hours and just let people have a space to hear another voice and to have some laughter. At a certain point, I couldn't personally sustain that much. It was a lot, but
sewing during those times. It was there wasn't just sitting around. It was a lot of
there was sewing
while doing things.
Right, you know, we did the Stitch and Bitch, like random late night sewing. There was sort of, we always do a Friday live tea, and we used to do a Saturday live tea as well. So it was sort of all extra live streams, and then we kind of solidified a more formal schedule after 3 months. We realized that 6 to 7 live streams a week was a lot.
Yeah. And we've learned some new technology, which has been really helpful. So usually when we first started, we were just doing Facebook Lives with our phones, which meant that we couldn't do it together at the same time.
Right.
But then we found tools that we did, and our technology changed over time. And now we get to sit together every Friday on Facebook Live and talk to our friends on the Temporal Entourage about whatever ridiculous nonsense we are going to talk about for the day, which is generally whatever nonsense they feel like is interesting to them to talk about.
Like Pimps and Bigelows.
Yes, like Pimps and Bigelows.
Like Pimps and Bigelows, for
probably be Friday's topic, honestly.
I mean, definitely. We started doing, I've been streaming video games lately as a sort of like, I would like to play video games, and if people would like to watch me talk about them while I play them, because I'm kind of good at stuff, like a little bit.
Oh, there goes that grin again. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, just a little bit. So it's fun to talk about this I'm a big fan of high-level strategy conversations and those kinds of things, which has been really cool. And it's been just really miraculous. Oh no!
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the comment.
Yes, no.
Volpe, so delightful.
We also have our sort of private events for ourselves. So we have our Stitch and Bitches and some of the other things for our Patreon members, which has been pretty successful. We hosted a massive Halloween event over the course of October.
The entire month of October. It was like a mini convention that we decided it would be really fun to stretch the convention out across 4 weeks.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It was
Speaking of conventions, so I know you guys are involved with Wild Wild West Con here, AtlantaCon, and a few other cons around the country. Like, you've done a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
All the cons you've been involved in, what is your favorite one?
Okay, so here's the deal. I know
Are they all watching?
Madness, you and I share a brain.
All right.
So we know this.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
our
yes.
home convention, where we are most at home, there's three of our conventions that we go to. There's top three, and they all have different reasons for being in the top three. So while WestCon is one of our favorite conventions to go to because it is our home convention.
It's where we started.
Madison lives in the area, and I am from the area. My parents are there. Actually, last year was the first time my parents had ever gone. It was a really
It was the year before. They went in 20. Whatever.
I know.
2020 didn't exist. Don't pop.
Time is weird. It's COVID.
It was one of the first times that my family had joined us. It was a really big deal at the time. You could hear my father in the audience laughing his head off, and it was very amusing to me because he could not stop.
Yes.
Being the loudest man in the room.
Laughing at us. It was so good.
Yeah, no. So that's like our home convention. The ones that were most princesses, which we love being princesses.
We do love being princesses.
Is Gaslight Expo in San Diego is our princess convention,
So
where we are treated like royalty the whole convention, and no one questions us in any capacity.
Not
and
really.
And we don't usually even have to wear our badges. That's how well people know us, which I think is always really nice.
It's really, and we have such a wonderful sense of homecoming there, actually. Even though it's not our home convention, it's the first convention that came and saw us at Wild West Con and said, you know what? We don't know how to describe what you do, but we like it. So would you come in?
It was the first convention that ever hired us to participate.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
on a professional level, which was like a big deal for us at the time, and it's still a big deal to us now.
We will love them forever.
And then our party convention, the one where we can really let loose and
all
have
the things.
The crazy.
Is that the one with the pimps and the bigelows?
Probably.
Oh yeah, no, there are pimps and bigelows everywhere.
So many bigelows. So many.
AtlantaCon in Atlanta, Georgia. Which is an LGBT science fiction and fantasy convention with a gaming element. And we went one time on the advice of some friends, and we show up at the convention geared, ready to go. We have a costume every day. We have like themes. We're ready to go. We show up to register at 11 a.m. in the morning.
We thought we were running late.
Because we were like, oh, we're running late. We should have been more prepared. Everyone's always going to be there. And little did we know at the time that unlike all of our other conventions, it was like an afternoon start that started and was not particularly uptight in that regard. And so we show up hours before, just hanging out, being in full. We were dressed as slutty Mulder and Scully.
Wow.
From the X-Files. And we were just hanging out, waiting for people to show up, and then proceeded to charm everyone for the rest of the convention.
I mean, at least it wasn't time lost.
Right. And now we just give them a list of the things that we want to do, and they're like, okay, you can do all of them.
So good. And we don't get to go very often because it's far travel for us, but we have a sort of special love for TeslaCon, which happens in Wisconsin in November. And we choose to go there in November because we love it so much. It's a very
No, thank you.
No, it's so beautiful. Everyone dresses to the nines. People do their daytime dress, and then they dress for the evening. There's a wonderful in November, but you don't leave. You don't go outdoors. Like you stay inside the whole. You don't go out to the side. That's the place of death.
Don't go outside.
The only thing we're going outside for it is cheese curds.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. There used to be this lovely German sort of gastropub across the street from the convention hotel. And we would always insist on going there every night just for the cheese curds. We were like, listen, we don't get these where we live. We're just here for your cheese curds and ankles.
Oh my god.
There's
So-
the ankles.
Oh.
Bigelows and ankles.
Bigelows and
Oh
ankles.
my
Those
God.
are
Like a
our
good book.
big conventions that we would go, that we normally would go to. Although
Yes.
everything has been different now, and we've been doing a lot of digital conventions. And next month, we are
Yes.
hosting a full 3-day convention called the Steampunk Community Weekend,
Yes. Oh,
which is
it's
going to have
madness.
authors and musical artists and a bunch of cool stuff. And
Oh
it's
my gosh.
all for free. The tickets to the musical artists can be like $5, but like, you know.
All of
That's
those dollars are going directly to the performers.
That's
So
awesome.
we're not keeping any of those dollars.
We'll make sure to post all those links and stuff so
Thank
folks can check
you.
that out.
Yeah, it's going to
For
be a really
sure.
good time. And we have a really stellar lineup of guests. We're announcing people every day. We have so many people left to announce. Someone's an overachiever and really wanted to have all the people that we've ever met and liked at one go, because we don't think we'll ever do this again. So it's just like, well,
Legit.
we better invite 50 guests for 3 days. Sounds good.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, go big, right?
Yes. Yes. I noticed the Grand Arbiter's like, you say that, but you haven't had to talk to this bitch.
I had to figure out the schedule. I'm like, I'm going to be at that spreadsheet weeping later on this month. I'll be
Oh
like,
my god.
how do we fit all this in here?
But but despite the
That sounds
weeping,
like me.
Too big.
we're so excited because we really do have a wealth of programming and a wealth of things to do. We're trying to make it so that people have to make as few choices as possible, so that you don't have to
So you
choose
become the
often.
Cheesecake Factory of choices.
I mean,
Yes, we're
yes.
just like a Cheesecake Factory. Garden
Only
and-
you could just eat through the 24-hour period
Oh my
and
God.
never stop. That's
Oh
the
my
kind of
God.
cheesecake factory we are, apparently, with cocktails.
We will definitely push that for y'all, because
Thank
I
you.
think that's a big deal and you deserve to have as many people
Thank
show up
you.
for that as possible.
We're very excited about it.
All right,
This is
now
our
we get
most
to the
exciting-
now we
I
get to
think
the
our
real
most
stuff.
exciting- Oh, what?
The real
This is the
stuff.
real stuff. This is the real
The
stuff.
ankles? Is it the
I
ankles?
mean, I have
The
Brother
ankles are
bigelows?
coming later. It's not that kind of show, Felicia.
Oh
Jesus
my gosh.
Christ.
Oh, yeah.
All
She was
right.
about to lift her ankles.
Ankles are whistling. Okay. All right. This is the real meat and potatoes of this show. This is what our audience waits for.
Oh.
We have a game
I'm-
for you.
Oh.
I wasn't
Okay.
even paying attention. It's called This or That.
Ooh.
So don't think about the
Right.
answers. It's the first thing that pops into your head.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Be born with 3 nipples or born with 2 belly buttons.
Belly buttons.
Two belly buttons.
A piercing in your armpit or
Knee.
arm
Knee,
knee? No.
knee.
Okay.
Arm knee is not a thing.
Where have you asked Omni Hammer? I
My
don't know.
thought being that if it's in the armpit, it would be like tickling you the whole
Yeah,
time.
no, I wouldn't like that. And I try not to bend my knees very much and just like
But
lounge
pierced nipples don't
about.
tickle the whole
The
time.
next question may change your mind on that.
Oh dear.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
A pinky toe penis or armpit vagina?
Oh Lord.
Armpit vagina, because I don't want to stub my pinky penis.
Shh. You're right. That would be
But
awful.
what if your armpit vagina whistled
Oh,
and was
God.
foggy?
I'm still going to keep that because I am a very clumsy person and I would run my penis pinky toe into every.
Because I could just see Madame Askew with her.
I don't want to do
whistle. Every time she lifts,
I think
every time
I'm
she
going
lifts her
to.
arm, you've got steam and it's whistling.
So
Well,
the
we're
next
just
time
gonna do
someone
it.
asks what's steampunk about me and the Grand Arbiter, you know. No, I think I'm going to have to go with the armpit for JJ and also the armpit piercing combo.
Then you could pierce it. You could,
yeah, right. And I mean, if I'm going to have genitalia in my armpit, I might as well pierce it.
Learn to walk around like this so it doesn't make as much noise. So
there you go.
We'll do this.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I think you're the first person to say that.
Right, we'll only talk from the elbows up or the elbows down. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
That would make a noise if. Ooh. Never mind.
It's like the Moors in England. You just
it's just like
got the hound of the Baskerville coming out of your armpit vagina with the frog on the Moor.
That's what we call the clitoris, the hound of Baskerville.
Oh no!
It wouldn't make it any more obvious for people trying to find it because some people still struggle with that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and there are some people who think the Hound of the Baskerville is just a myth and not real.
Yeah, no,
so there you go.
It's very real and glows in the dark.
Oh my goodness, and glows in the dark. Oh no. I'm going to die.
Wait, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Okay.
Make a video of just that part, and it glows in the dark. Where am I? Know all the mysteries of the universe or read minds?
Mysteries of the universe.
Oh, okay. And our ultimate favorite question to ask. Would you rather have a vagina on your forehead or a row of penises down your back like a stegosaurus?
I'll take the penis back.
I think I'll take the vagina forehead just because I want to be able to fit my shirts on.
Oh, I mean, I'm just
I
feel like I'm leaning back a lot, and I feel like I'd squish the dicks.
Well, I mean, but when they're flaccid...
But it wouldn't, I mean, right. I mean, it wouldn't be any different than, like, sitting down, right? Like, if you...
I mean, do you sit?
But you don't,
do you sit down on your dick like you're like? Do you?
I mean, I do. I don't
dick?
know about you, but I mean, I do all the time. So I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I just think that the idea of having multiple weak points is probably a bad plan.
I would want the Stegosaurus like cocks because I could like find somebody to knit like tea cozies to go.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's a great opportunity for decoration, right? Think of all the jolly little chapeau you can make.
Then you have a fucking whistling vagina on your forehead. Then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no.
You can't smell like you have fog, like it's sneaking, like sleeping out of you.
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, I always think of that it's always so it can be very messy.
See, that's my whole thing. Vaginas are really messy.
Mm-hmm.
Really messy. And if it behaves like a normal vagina on your forehead,
not only would it hear people with vagina saying, when I sneeze, I pee. So if you sneeze, are you going to pee on your...
You know what? That happens. That happens, especially if you know you are older or you've had children or you've had like a hysterectomy. Like,
yes.
Things, you know, they get...
I don't really know. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want either of these things.
No.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You have to pick one.
I know. That's the game.
What's interesting is I don't think we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. I don't think anybody that actually owns a vagina has ever said they want a vagina on their forehead.
I think that's probably true. But I also think it's also one of these things where maybe I have an extra sensitive dick, but I don't want to like smosh it all the time.
It could make for a fun, like,
chair that has holes in the back. So that I don't my dicks.
But what if your dicks get caught?
You know, I just, Arbiter, I tried doing this thing. This is going to be a little wild for you.
Oh, Jesus.
But the thing I try to do is have good posture and sit up in my chairs.
Yes.
My dicks on my back would have an S-curve in them, just like I got in my own back. I have coccycosis.
Maybe they would fix your posture, you know? If you knew you had a row
of
dicks
you would be more erect.
You would be more erect.
You would be more erect.
You and your dicks would be erect.
You're right, Freddy. Call the doctors. We've cured scoliosis. We just need to put dicks on people's backs.
I'm saying.
I mean, science breakthrough right here on Let's Have a
Science
Fifi.
breakthrough here on the Fifi.
People
what
don't
we
wear
do.
masks, but we discovered how you can put dicks on your back and straighten your back.
That's right. Very important bit of information.
This is what we do. This is what we do. I told you, we are an educational show here.
We're workshopping the problem.
I feel educated right now.
You should absolutely feel educated. I'm sure everybody watching feels their IQ has just raised 10 points at this point.
I'm really, really glad that I will.
Basically a TED Talk now.
A TED Talk.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, that's kind of what we are anyway. Like,
Oh my god.
all right, where can everybody find y'all on the social medias?
Oh my goodness. Well, you can find us all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, even at Madame Askew. We also have a Patreon at Madame Askew because we're kind of lazy, and if we just use the one name, it's less to spell. But you can also find the Grand Arbiter at
You can find me at the Grand Arbiter on Instagram, but you can find me as T Grand Arbiter on Twitch, and I'm happy to play video games, so you don't have to.
I still don't understand Twitch.
It's just like when you
it's
play
like-
Zoom, when you play a video game on Zoom.
Yeah.
Except
What?
it's on Twitch.
Who plays a video game on Zoom?
Oh my god.
you know,
Wow.
What
board
is it?
games
Is that even
together
a
on
thing?
Zoom.
Like, I don't
we all
know.
do, we all
Yes.
do sorts of stuff together.
Yes, we
And you
do.
should get some friends, Freddie. Then you'd know how to do this stuff.
I don't
What?
like
I didn't-
people. I'm perfectly fine being 6 foot away from everybody. This is good. This has been brilliant for me. I am an introvert, and this has been wonderful.
I mean, I believe you because you know yourself, but I have to tell you, I've had you on a stage, and if you asked me, I'd be like, that Freddy is an extrovert and will flirt with everybody.
I mean, that may be true. The flirting bit. Yes, I will absolutely flirt with everybody.
Yes.
I mean,
Not
Millionaires
gonna lie.
you want the limelight, but
Wait,
you just
what?
want the limelight to come to you. You don't want to go to the limelight. You wait for it to arrive,
I
like
mean-
it so certainly should.
It should.
Yeah.
It absolutely should.
Yeah.
I mean,
Felicia, whatever. You shut up. You don't know. Shut your face. You don't know my life.
I was the one at his, national pageant. I was like, you should win. You should win. He was like, nah, I'm okay with second place. And I'm like, oh.
But and I was because and I was okay with that. You weren't there when I actually won though, because you decided to have another hole put in your butt. So that's like,
oh,
No, I had my extra hole closed in my butt.
oh, whatever, same difference.
I'm growing another
But you
hole.
might actually get to be there for my
goodness.
step down now. That'll be exciting
that is exciting.
since it's like
Whenever
4
they
years in the
decide a
making.
date.
2025 at this point. I don't know.
Who
It's
knows?
fine.
We know
It's fine.
nothing.
Headphones are all messed up.
So what's the next thing you guys have on your plate? Like what's the next event? What's the next thing? What's the next live stream? What's the next thing on your plate? Like this week, what's happening?
So on Friday, well, actually, tomorrow the Grand Arbiter will be streaming on Twitch. Friday, we will have our regularly scheduled Friday tea at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And we're probably going to do a little Zoom and Stitch this weekend. TBA. The Patreon is still voting on when we're doing that. So that's this week. Next week, I don't know. We've got some stuff on Tuesday.
Yeah, so-
But the
Stuff.
big thing is, of course, not April 9th to 11th is the Steampunk Community Weekend, and that's the big thing that we're
That is
working
the big
towards
thing.
right now.
But and we will post the
Spreadsheet.
links for that for sure.
Yeah. We also
That's
do a monthly book club every third Sunday of the month, except for in December.
Oh, I don't
It's
know
like-
that our audience knows how to read.
I mean, some of these bitches know
If
how to
I know
read.
how to read, then they should.
Many of them have audiobook versions.
Oh, I don't like audiobooks. That's weird.
As long as everything
Um,
has lots of pictures, we're good.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I like pictures, but I often pick books that are short on pictures and long on verbiage.
Oh God.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean,
Felicia.
the funniest books we know.
Felicia, what do you have coming up? You have actually something before our other game.
Yes. So on April 3rd, I
Oh.
did not put the on there. April 3rd, we will be, well, not we, but I'll be a part of. But thanks to Freddy, I am a part of this. But it's called the Thrive Ball for Jobs and Care, and it's a Vogue ball with some entertainment sprinkled within. But we will have some houses competing, ballroom style, full on, just serving it all day, every day. And that will be live streamed. It won't be in person. We'll have a limited audience in person. And it will be because we talked about this before, which made me so happy because it kind of aligned to what we were talking about. But along the lines, this is like a nationwide thing, but we're the only one doing a Vogue ball for politicians like Kristen Sinema, who have kind of rubbed the LGBTQ pot and said, "Oh, I'm bisexual. I'll do anything for you guys." No, you haven't. You haven't even acknowledged that we're here. So have a seat. Do what you're told. I'm just kidding. Sorry, guys.
Real quick, speaking of Kristen Sinema, I love the fact that everybody fucking came for her when she posted about this morning when she was like, equal pay for equal. I'm like, bitch, everybody jumped on her and said, the audacity, you dumb bitch.
Yes.
No, it was amazing. It was fantastic. Everybody jumped on that shit.
I mean, as a person who lives in Seattle, who has the meanest lesbian in the world as mayor, I understand and commiserate with your suffering.
Thank you, Grandma.
Jen Yerkin, this is for you.
Felicia, what else do you have coming up in April?
So I am now one of the cast members of Magic, hosted by Mia Inez Adams at Stacy's on the 2nd and 4th Sunday. This month I will be on the 25th with Jeremiah, Maria, who else? I'm forgetting somebody.
I have no idea.
I forget names.
Somebody.
But it's all excellent cast. Whatever Sunday you go, both Sundays you should go. And it starts at 7 p.m. at Stacy's on Melrose. This will be my first true jump into the ocean cesspool of people.
And I said, I wish I was there. I'm not I'm still really nervous. I'm still I've been so I'm it sucks because I really want to go. There's people that I really want to support, and I'm not there yet. I think when I see more people getting vaccinated, I think I will feel better about it. But
we didn't announce that people that are 16 and older can get vaccinated by getting an appointment. So get your appointment.
Keep get on that website, register, and keep refreshing that shit. Keep refreshing it. Seriously, do it.
In Arizona.
In Arizona,
correct.
Sorry, on my bad.
And then May 8th,
Cinema is not going to help you. So
yeah, no, fuck that bitch. On May 8th, Felicia and I are doing the Mother's Day brunch fundraiser at Bumstead's. We're going to be raising funds for Free Mom Hugs Arizona. That'll be fun. I love the fact. I still think it's funny that my partner and her kids take up 1/8 of all the tickets that were sold because there's so fucking many of them.
Oh,
so if I don't get tipped, If you don't get tipped,
it's because they're all 12. So you're gonna have a handful of adults.
I blame the parents. You're
gonna have a handful of adults and then a gaggle of children.
I blame.
I'll make them break their piggy banks. I'll be all right, y'all. Actually, they keep talking about how much money they have. I'm gonna be all right, y'all keep talking about how much money you have. Everybody needs to go get $20, break it into ones, and then give the money to the scary drag queens.
Yes.
Well, I would probably be the only one, but
you're not scary.
I don't know. I've seen the cast. So yeah. Let's see. Upcoming guests. We've got BJ Minor, who is an actor, director, and producer. I don't know who that is. Nick Chili Hayes, who is a musician, entertainer, and artist. I don't know who that is either. And more guest announcements to come as well.
The next one. I didn't put him in there.
Oh, and then we have somebody else that's coming that I don't know.
Oh, there's someone
An
coming every
allowance?
moment.
Bitch, do you know where my money went today? I can't give anybody an allowance. I can't even give myself an allowance. Fuck. I don't have any money anymore. It's gone.
Adulting.
Money's gone.
Being an
I have no
adult
money.
is the worst. So
It's
hard.
stupid. I want to be a kid where I can be like, I have $100, but buy all my shit for me. Like, that's what I want to be. I want to be a kid that's like, look at all this money I have.
So you want to be Richie Rich from the 1990s movie Richie Rich?
Oh, we're back to the 1990s. Oh, that's lovely.
Is Donald Trump there? Is
Oh my
Donald
God.
Yeah, he is. And he's
Oh.
playing a villain then too.
Accurate.
On that note, oh my gosh. We want to thank all of you for joining us for our Wednesday night conversation. We want to thank our guest, Madam Askew.
And the Grand Arbiter. I hope you guys had fun because I've been talking y'all up to Felicia forever. Like I'm like, we need to have them on.
Since like the first time.
Oh
Since
my
like
goodness.
the first time. I'm just really slow.
Like literally,
We
it's
had
been like
such a
years
good
at this
time.
point. Literally been
I
years.
mean,
at this
we'll
lovely.
do anything for attention, really.
Yeah.
That's
We're
true.
really cheap too.
They're
I mean,
all
you don't have
true.
to pay us or nothing. We just show up.
That's
That's
good because
true.
we don't even fucking get paid, and if we don't get paid, you don't get paid.
Yeah,
Right? No, we're just like, will you say pretty things to us and tell us we're nice? Okay.
We
Will
can
you
do
come
that.
on, Freddy, and introduce me to Hot Boys? Thank you. Please write a good Yelp review about my practical expertise.
Oh my gosh.
I don't really have much knowledge on your practical expertise, but I
have lots of expertise that you know about, though. I
2
host
stars.
tea events. I know shit about tea.
Yeah.
He's good with a cup. He can really hold a cup.
I
I
can
bet
really
he-
hold a cup.
He can't hold what's in the fucking cup for more than an hour, though, so that's a bit of an issue.
Hey,
That's-
hey. I didn't drive on black ice and wreck a car.
Whoa.
You know what?
It's not too late. It's
Ninja-like
not too late.
reflexes kept that car from flipping over, and I didn't have to pee while doing it.
There you go.
Oh,
there
you go.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
With that
That's
note, thank you for watching. Thanks to those who watch on the replay. We'll see you next week for our Wednesday night conversation. This has
Good
been
night,
Let's Have a
y'all.
Fefe.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe.